Welcome, Jainee. Thank you so much for taking out the time and talking to us.
Thank you.
Okay, great. So, Jenny, I have to start this conversation by putting one of the most important questions that was put to me by one of our readers when we sent out a communication about your blog, I Am More Than My Body. So, this reader asked me, I'm sending conflicting messages. On one side, I'm advocating that they should use this time to get healthy and get fit. And on the other side, we are telling them to accept their body and be happy. So tell me, Jenny, what are we telling them? Are we telling them to be unfit?
Okay. So when we say I am more than my body, it has nothing to do with health. When we say I am more than my body, is the whole stigma and the stereotype that we grew up with when we are young.
Right.
So when I talk about that I'm more than my body, I'm not encouraging that, if you're, for example, I have gone through a whole weight loss journey myself 2 years back because I lift weights with my trainer and my knees hurt a lot.
Oh.
So my doctor said that I can either stop weightlifting and get back to regular strength training, or I will have to lose weight. And my doctor very clearly told me this, that the point is that your lower body is going to get hurt. So you either get back to your regular cardio exercises or you lose weight. The choice is yours.
Right.
So the contradiction, what someone is reaching out to you, I think I don't keep them on the same levels. Yes, being fit is important. The general problem is, and I was going to actually write on this on my social media very soon. I'm just crafting like a message which doesn't sound too confusing. But the problem is that when we talk about fit, people only emphasize on weight. Yeah. When we talk about being fit, people talk about, oh, you've lost weight, you've gained weight. Right. People talk about, oh, you've done this. But when someone goes through a journey or when someone's trying to be fit, people don't talk about that, hey, this is my muscle gain, this is my water loss, or this is the inches that I have reduced or gained, or whatever the target is.
Right.
So I have always believed that there is nothing as black and white into it. There's a gray area that we all live in. And that's for me, that when we say I am more than my body, we are not saying that, yes, you 100% accept the body that you have right now. And if that body gives you any physical pain or even mental, right, you have to work towards it. You cannot just stay and then still keep on feeling bad about your body. So
I'm glad. I hope we've addressed it for our miscellaneous reader. I don't want to name the person, but yeah, here they are. So moving on to the next one. So in the world of social media, Jenny, we all have become mini celebrities, if nothing in our own eyes, right?
Absolutely.
We want the perfect pictures, we want the perfect bodies, and the kids especially, they're living constantly behind filters. Does this trend bother you?
100%. I mean, Instagram very recently got this minute change that if you are under 16, then your profile would not go public. It will always stay private. And I don't know it's a new change or not, but because my son just turned 12, I'm keeping a track on what these social media channels are doing. And I realized that in Asia, we still don't have so much, except that there is TikTok so much, but we don't. At least I don't use TikTok as much, so I don't know how it is, but I know that a lot of kids in the US, in Canada, and every place else, as young as 15 or 16-year-olds, they have their YouTube channel. And I'm not talking about the popular gaming kids. I'm talking about just regular day-to-day lives they are sharing. There are two things to it. As a mother, I feel that, okay, this is the reality. I need to learn how to navigate mine and my child's life around it, and to teach them that how these filters for fun are okay, but not as a reality. The onus will lie a lot on the adults around. If my kids see that I am constantly insecure and I constantly use filters to hide that insecurity, they're going to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's scary. It's a new world for everyone. We are the first generation to adapt technology, but they are born into technology. So this fine balance that we'll have to bring is going to be interesting.
Yes, indeed. Just to top up all the other things that we were managing as parents.
Yeah.
So as an image consultant, tell me, Jenny, what is the most difficult human trait or an issue that you deal with?
Oh, interesting. I don't know the most difficult trait or anything, but I'll say just as a journey, because I've been doing this for 10 years now. Initially, people used to feel that, okay, as a profession, this is considered absolutely vain. It is
It's
absolute. I
unique.
mean, sorry?
It's unique.
Yeah, but it's unique, but it's absolutely considered vain, because if you look at everything that I do on social media, and if you don't ever talk to me, it's all still about clothes and makeup and jewelry and accessories. Okay. So for people to realize that how are these things important, and plus as Asian culture, we have always been taught that looking at yourself in the mirror or getting dressed and those things are secondary, and your education is so important. In this whole strive, I'm not okay. I have had clients who are in their 50s, their late 50s, who still struggle with body image issues and societal image issues, which they faced in their 20s. They're at the top of their game in their corporate world or their businesses. They are absolutely popular, famous. But what they went through in their young age, what people said about them, that you're not supposed to look good. Like I have this client where she literally told me that her parents told her that you're not supposed to look good. You are supposed to study, become an engineer or a doctor, and that's how you're going to be successful. Wow. So today, when she loves wearing colors, she must be in her late 40s, and she's absolutely a senior position. But she says that even today, when I love wearing colors, every time that she looks into her mirror and she tells herself that she looks beautiful, she feels that she's betraying her parents because she's not supposed to look like that. So when I say the challenge, I think for me, the challenge has always been to understand that what is it that that client might have gone through it that I might have to tackle, because I don't know. At the face of it, it feels like it's only dressing and it's wardrobe and you're decluttering and you're shopping. But I know why people come to me. I know what changes I can bring. And the biggest challenge, if I can think of right now, is this: to understanding that what were their challenges as to what is stopping them from doing this. And they decided to, go through a whole professional help to understand.
Wow, that's amazing. But this brings me to a very interesting question. What got you in this line of business?
Honestly, I did my post-graduation in human resources. I saw an image consulting firm in the US and I'm like, oh, this is interesting. So from childhood, I don't like creating things. I like curating things. So I don't like drawing, but I love coloring. Yeah. I don't like baking, but you tell me to, decorate a cake. I love to do that. So I've always loved the topping up part of it and never the creation part of it. But fashion was always an interest. So when I saw image consulting, I'm like, this is good. I don't have to be a fashion designer, a fashion journalist. And I can still, help people style, and that's it. I don't want to do anything.
Wow.
That's how I started. But when I started working with clients, I'm telling you that my journey has been consistently growing with each client, because I genuinely thought that I'll join image consulting as just a fluff and a fun. But when I worked with clients, you learn so many things about yourself and you learn so many things with clients. As you grow, your clients grow with you.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I think I don't have any serious thing to say. I literally joined the industry as, okay, I'm going to play with clothes and colors. That's it.
That's amazing. That is really, really amazing. And that's like, let's be honest, we all like it.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. I tell people I love to dress up. I don't mind being the most overdressed person in a room.
That's amazing. Okay, so that next I have a little more serious something to ask. Okay, sometimes I feel the biggest body shaming and image issues come from we women ourselves. The fact that we are always assessing and judging each other, if I may use the word, checking each other out, what she's wearing, how she's looking. What one piece of advice you will give to our to other sorors following us?
I'm going to say you have to dress up for yourself. If you love dressing up, and even if someone else is checking you out, if you think that that's making you conscious, it shouldn't. I tell all my clients that, if you love dressing up and you're not dressing up because what others might say about you, I'll say dress up because that's going to give confidence to them to dress up. Women specifically don't dress up because of the judgments that they receive. Indeed. That, oh, you are too dressed. Oh, this is like that. And I have a different philosophy to it. I'm like, if I'm going to dress up 10 times, I'm sure 11th time I'll have 3 more people who are dressing up, because I'm going to give them that confidence that just because you're dressing up, or just because, you are not fitting into a certain stereotype the society has created for you, that doesn't mean that you are less of a person. So I have a very different approach to it. I'm like, go ahead, don't care what anyone else has to say.
That's amazing. In fact, by dressing up, I think you just make the place more prettier.
Yeah, and more than pretty, I think if it makes me happy, I'll be 100% me.
Yeah.
I'm not conscious about others judging me because I'm happy what I'm wearing. So that's going to be, that will work for you as well.
That's amazing. So next we're going to do a little bit of a soror. So
Okay.
soror sisterhood is the crux for us. So
Yeah.
how will you define sisterhood for yourself?
Helping each other grow. Yeah, that's sisterhood for me.
That's really nice and crisp, I have to say. That's really nice. And my last question to you will be, do you think we women have to work double, if not more, to constantly prove ourselves both at home and at work?
Can I share a story for this?
Indeed.
I started studying for image consulting when my son was 9 or 10 months old, or just roughly a year. So it's a 9-month course. Okay. So when I started studying, he was 9 or 10 months old. So he was 18 months by the time I finished. And initially, so I did not have a full-time help in Bombay. And my husband would, it was a Sunday class. I would be out from morning 8 till evening 6 or 7. And every half an hour or 1 hour, I'll call home because it was just Vaibhav and my elder one, just two of them at home with, I would feel that, Monday to Saturday, I'm the primary caregiver. And I don't know whether he's fed well, he's done this, he's done that and everything. And I would call this every single time. So one time when I call, I see my husband doing the dishes. I definitely have someone who'll do it. So then when I'm like, why are you doing it? It's okay, I'll come home and I'll do it. And then I'm frenetically calling my help. Why did she decide not to come to do the dishes and everything? So when I went home, my husband said that there are two things. You either leave the course or you stop calling me, because you'll have to learn to let go for someone else to manage it. So yes, I'm not saying that we don't do a ton of things. We definitely do. The whole grounding of the house happens, the center of the house is because women take upon themselves. But I also feel that, and this, I don't want to stereotype this and say that this everyone can do it, but everyone ideally should aspire to do it.
Yeah.
Is refuse to take that center role always.
Yeah.
That whole glamorization of motherhood, that a mother has to, you feel guilty for spending time for yourself, or that the sacrifice is glamorized. Oh, you're a mother, you sacrifice. I know my mom used to not eat that last piece of cake because she used to give us. And I'm not that with my kids. If I like it, I'm like, you know what, I'll buy new for you. This is mine.
We have to stop being the superpower.
Yeah, exactly. Have to.
The point. Absolutely. I agree with you. Thank you so much, Jenny. It was such an amazing conversation.
Thank you, Tulika. Thank you.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.